This meeting is being recorded.
All right. Well, this is David Burton, University of Missouri Extension, and we're trying a bonus session of NARI 101. And our presenter today, Lori Benjamin, is from the city of Peoria, Arizona. And I'll let her take it away.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. Today, I'm here to talk about our traditional non-HOA neighborhood grant program. It's just one of the ways here at Peoria that we are empowering our communities and revitalizing neighborhoods. We have a bunch of different programs that we work with that are wonderful. But we like to call this one the stage to engage and the chance to enhance. First, I'm going to give some details about my beautiful city that I live in. I am a native Arizonan, not native to Peoria, but not far away. I grew up in Phoenix. Peoria has a population of just over 203,000. We are approximately 180 square miles. We're 30 miles just northwest of the capital city, Phoenix, so we're not far outside of the capital. And then we have 34 neighborhood parks, 3 large community parks, 5 dog parks, 3 public pools, and 26 miles of multi-use and mountain trails that our residents use all day, every day. And the rumors are true. It is a dry heat, except we've had a little bit of humidity this week. And the sunsets really are as beautiful as that picture. This is actually a picture from Peoria. So we get these beautiful sunsets every day. All right. So one of the challenges that we have in the city of Peoria is the divide between our HOAs and our traditional neighborhoods. As you can see from the map on the left, the colorful neighborhoods, those represent our HOA neighborhoods, which we have a total of 254. When you eliminate the HOA neighborhoods from the map, you'll see it on the right. It leaves us with 146 traditional non-HOA neighborhoods. The majority of those are in the southern part of our city, and the bulk of those are over 30 years old. So they're older neighborhoods. Now, we all know that homeowners associations have assessments and funds where they can make improvements to their neighborhoods or host gatherings to bring neighbors together. And they're able to do these projects through the assessments that they collect from the homeowners on a regular basis. But not all the traditional neighborhoods lack this type of organization and funding. So that's where we come into play and where we focus our efforts. Neighborhood grants provide several important benefits. They enhance the quality of life, safety, and community without relying on private assessments. Now, these pictures that you see here are actual projects that I've worked on with the city of Peoria. And these are the befores, and then in slide and video later to come, you will see the afters. So we've done quite a few projects to date. So what's the purpose of the neighborhood revitalization program? Well, it fosters community and it promotes engagement. It supports improvements and revitalization efforts established often in older neighborhoods without formal representation. And it helps to strengthen local identity and sustainability. We have 2 types of grants that we offer. We have enhancement grants and engagement grants. Engagement grants provide up to $1,500, and enhancement grants provide up to $15,000 for projects that provide a public benefit for all neighborhood residents. So when you're thinking of enhancement grants, think of aesthetics and improvements made to common areas and neighborhoods. Types of projects that we've worked on, and we're always open for suggestions. So if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. But we have worked on, the bulk of ours are the mailbox replacements. They're super popular here. We replace them with heavy duty locking secure mailboxes, so it provides security and safety for the residents. We do curb address painting. We do neighborhood refreshes, so like entryway refreshes, neighborhood signage. We've done quite a few little libraries and quite a few dog waste bag dispenser stations. So engagement projects are more of the events that we host. And one event, which is pictured here, was a community garden event, a community fair that we did at a local church, where all of the neighborhoods surrounding the church were traditional non-HOA. So the church reached out to me and said, we have a bunch of land we don't use. We're getting rid of old playground. We have just this property that's vacant and we want to commit to a community garden. So they opened up their land, and the neighborhoods around there, the traditional non-HOA neighborhoods, were able to each reserve plots of land where they could, grow their own fruits and vegetables. So it's been very popular. It keeps growing, and it's one that I'm really proud of. But other events that you could do would be like block watch awareness, community block parties, cultural events or festivals, or even resources for neighborhood trainings like water safety, which is important out here with all of the pools and lakes and everything that we have. So just a lot of different ways to engage with the neighbors. So with that, we have different goals that we have set for our program. So the first being community empowerment. We encourage the residents to take a more active role in their neighborhood's development. Preservation of heritage. We support projects that preserve historical and cultural landmarks. Revitalization, enhance projects that help bring the community back to life. Sustainability, we promote eco-friendly projects that improve the quality of life. And then, of course, inclusivity, where we ensure that there's equal access to resources for all neighborhood groups. So the first thing you have to do, first and foremost, is advertise. Unbelievable. We have advertised for a period of one time. We did postcards that we sent out to residents. We made up brochures that we took out to city events, and we posted in our city water bill insert. That and word of mouth, this program exploded. So we started in fiscal 23 with a budget of $50,000. We have since grown that budget to $250,000, slated for fiscal year 26. And even with that increase in budget, we have 13 grant projects on the wait list for fiscal year 27. So that's just with one round of advertising and then word of mouth. Literally, neighbors would see someone getting a new mailbox, ask them, hey, how did you get that? They give them my number, and there we go. So I've got 19 grants, active grants this year, and already 13 on the list for fiscal year 27. So getting started, we have them apply, and it's a very easy process, but it is a resident initiated and led program. So there is work that they need to do. We have them register with the city of Peoria as a neighborhood alliance. No, so we don't call it an association because then it gets confused with homeowners association. So we call them our neighborhood alliances. So the next thing we have them do is designate a neighborhood leader. They're going to be the person that takes charge of the project and coordinates everything throughout the neighborhood and with myself. We have them submit an application. And it's just a 5-page, it's detailed. We ask them, why are you wanting this project? What is it going to bring to your neighborhood? How is the neighborhood engaging with this project? So it's easy. I help them fill out all the budget part of it because that's where they always get stumped, but we get it done together. And then we have them do a concept letter from the neighborhood leader, as well as 5 neighbor support letters. So they have to go out and get at least 5 letters, and usually we get many more from the neighbors that are affected in the project, just giving their support to what's being done and helping the city. And then any additional required documentation, such as budget, pictures, homeowners permission, community support, all of that, we have them submit that with their initial grant package. So funding, this is where is very important, because we are super fortunate here that our leadership sees the value and in return on investment in this program. But I know that not all cities and organizations have that generosity of being able to use general funds. So this is when thinking outside the box or bubble comes into play. So think of things like business sponsorships, or universities do partnerships, colleges do partnerships. There's the Community Development Block Grant Program, crowdfunding sources, or even other grants. So in our region, we have Native American grants that you can apply for different projects. So this is where creativity comes into play, and you've got to think outside the box. Now, behind the scenes. So they look simple on the surface, but there's a lot of work that goes into these projects. Oops, let me go back, sorry. We offer all of our advertising, and then all of our paperwork is offered in English and Spanish. So we provide that for our neighbors and our residents. And then when it starts out, it starts with community engagement and planning, but then once the grant's awarded, it quickly turns to coordination and management. So that's where we get the neighbors involved, especially the neighborhood leader, and we work on bids and proposals, organizing contractors, scheduling meetings and events, researching and purchasing materials, anything basically making sure that we're staying on track and on budget. So this is where the fun begins. I've got a short video that talks about a few of the grants that we've done, and the neighborhood leaders behind that. Now, I cannot stress to you enough the importance of your neighborhood leader, because they are your eyes and ears of the neighborhood. Their leadership is rooted in trust, visibility, and a genuine connection to the place that they live. And the greatest thing that's come out of these projects is I've gained a ton of friends from neighborhood leaders that I've helped do things in their neighborhood and get the community engaged. I've made a lot of great friendships out of it. So it's a win-win all around. And here's a video. I do want to pre-warn everybody. Someone in this video did think that they were on a rock stage concert, a concert. But the reason why I was so loud was only because it was a very busy and noisy neighborhood and intersection that we were at. So no microphones were hurt in this making of this video. Oops. Let me see if it'll play this way. Sorry, it's not playing.
Hover over the video and it'll come up.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
There.
Yep.
Probably a big file.
It is a big file. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Lori
Can you hear
Benjamin
it?
with Neighborhood and Human Services,
Yes.
and today we're out talking about traditional non-HOA neighborhood grants. We have with us Jasmine Sadorf with the
It's
Sunset
not showing the
neighborhood.
thing.
And
Okay, let's go back.
Jasmine, what did this grant
Audio was
bring
working,
to
but
this neighborhood that we did?
Let me.
Well, Lori, as you can see, we have this beautiful new sunset view entranceway that basically identifies us, it connects us, it beautifies our traditional
that.
neighborhood. Besides that, it's just such a beautiful sign that welcomes
It's
everybody. Thank you for, the city of Peoria.
Are you there?
the audio is working.
Is the
but
audio
the
off
video
now?
is not showing.
Was the audio off now, though? I don't know why it's not playing. I apologize.
And unless this is that issue we were having earlier with the mirrored.
It could have been. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me.
Is the Does the video reside somewhere like on YouTube?
It does not. It's on, I did get it to play the volume, but it wasn't playing the, let me see if I can try that again.
I was going to say, if it resided somewhere else, we could certainly include it in the notes of this presentation.
What I'll do is I'll have our IT guys send it to me because we have it on our website. So I can include it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But I apologize for that. I don't know why it's not working. It's a great video too.
Well, I'm going to look forward to seeing it.
Okay. It goes over 3 of our grant projects in pretty good detail, and a couple of the neighborhood leaders that we've worked with on that. So I'll get that sent so you can send it out.
Okay.
So sorry about that. With community benefits and fostering community pride with grants, they play a pivotal role in fostering community development. So they allow residents to take responsibility and engage and come up with local needs and propose solutions for their neighborhoods. What's great about this is a lot of times it's the first time that the resident has ever done budgeting like on that level, on a high level, project management and sustainable development. So like the one in the video, which I'll show you is, I'll send to you, is she was a registered nurse. She's never done anything like projects and budgeting and stuff like that. And she was like very excited that she was able to be part of that project management. So it gave her skills that she's never used before and that maybe she'll use in the future. So what's great about these grants too is the visual appeal. So for the community, and with the curb appeal and stuff like that, with new entryways and new mailboxes and stuff like that, it just is a good community appeal and fosters a lot of community pride. So what's next to come in the city of Peoria? Smile, you are on camera. Yes, you heard that right. Camera grants, security camera grants are the next thing to come to the city of Peoria. So what we are going to do is we're going to host pop-up events. And what a pop-up event is, we bring the government to your neighborhood. So we'll bring with us subject matter experts. We will bring with us city resources. We will provide CEPTED, which is community or crime prevention through environmental design. We'll provide free home assessments. And then we will provide them with a security camera package. What we are going to do with that is we are going to partner with the Peoria Police Department, and we will provide them block watch awareness, work with them with block watch awareness, as well as we're going to set up ways where residents can share their video with the police department or other residents when necessary. So what's nice about that is we're going to try to work with like the crime analysts to find neighborhoods where maybe they've had some car burglaries or anything like that, vehicle theft. And we're going to go out to those neighborhoods, see if we can set up this grant camera program. And then we have eyes on the neighborhood. And it's a deterrent for criminals coming into the neighborhood. But even more so, if something were to happen, they have the Peoria Police Department has all this video available to them should they need it. So it's a win-win for everybody. It's currently in the design phase, but we're hoping to roll it out next year. And we know that this type of a program is going to provide security and peace of mind that you just can't put a price tag on, really. So in conclusion, neighborhood grants are just a win-win for everybody involved. They play a crucial role in promoting community engagement and enhancing the overall quality in neighborhoods that lack formal representation. So residents gain resources to improve their neighborhoods, and then the city builds stronger, more connected communities, especially in older neighborhoods. Neighborhood grants equal small funds for big change, lots of fun and happy neighbors. And a little bit of money goes a long way when it's spent with heart. I just want to emphasize, it was really nice being I say gifted this program. When I came over 3 years ago, it wasn't really active because they didn't have the employees that could run the program. So they asked me if I wanted to take on neighborhood grants and kind of create the program and roll with it. I love my job every day, and I love what I do, and I love the people that I work with and for. So it has been such a blessing in my life. I'm at the end of my career, and I'm planning on spending every last second doing what I'm doing now and helping the neighborhoods. I live in a traditional neighborhood in Peoria. So like it is spent with heart. A lot of heart goes into this, and I love what I do. So I love being able to share that with you. I wish I could have shared the video from the beginning, but I will send that over. But it's a great program, and the city of Peoria I have to give our leadership so much credit because they support me 100%, and that makes all the difference in the world.
Yes. Well, I'll include the video in the notes.
Yes, and I'll send it to you.
Way.
Yeah.
And what a great presentation and a great program. What do you see as the impacts for the city with this type of program? The reason I ask, I do get asked by cities lots of times about why should we invest any sort of money in a neighboring program. Now, your city obviously invests a lot,
right,
and a lot in this specific grant program.
Mm-hmm.
Do they see that return on investment, or how do they see that helping the city?
They really do. We've really started a lot of good neighborhood groups off of this. So just the community engagement alone. In the video, you'll see the one neighbor talks about how she talked to neighbors she's been there 20 some years that she'd never talked to before. Mm-hmm. It helps in more ways than just us. I mean, it helps with, we go out, and tell people if you see something, say something. So it helps with looking out for each other. We live in a society now where people come home from work, especially here in Arizona, it's hot, you're tired, you come in, you shut your garage door and you don't see anybody. We want to change that. We want people to look out for each other and take care of each other. And by us getting into these neighborhoods and investing time and money and just, overall concern for our neighbors. And these are the majority of these are older neighborhoods and stuff. And I've heard more than once where they said that, well, we kind of feel forgotten. Well, they're not forgotten. Mm. They're important. They're, like I said, they're the heartbeat of our community and stuff. And when you don't have that formal representation, when you don't have the funding on a regular basis like an HOA has, it's easy to feel forgotten. And we bring these neighbors together, get them to know each other. If this is a boots to the ground program, when we have a neighborhood grant that does a mailbox replacement, we have the neighborhood leaders go door to door to get signed permission forms because we have to get permission from the homeowner. So they're going door to door and meeting these neighbors that, like I said, some of them have never met before. So we just get that engagement that you haven't seen in years is just coming to life. And like I said, the word of mouth, people are excited about this. And
I love that part of it.
Yeah, I get calls every week from someone, because we have projects pretty much going all the time, saying, hey, I saw they were getting mailboxes on, Adams Street, and they told me that I should call you and how to go about getting that. So it's just building a stronger community, and you can't put a price tag on that.
No, you really can't. It's an intangible in some ways. But with your grant program, you mentioned the mailboxes and the house numbers. I saw little free libraries in there too. What's maybe the most popular item in them?
The most popular is by far the mailboxes and then entryway signage. So,
okay.
Yeah, the mailboxes, because not only are we giving them and they're really nice mailboxes and stuff, but they're also, we found a way to make it to where they're secured. So their incoming mail is secured. So it's cut down on mail theft, and which that's the thing that people are the most excited about. I work closely with the post office. So with our postmaster general, I work closely with her to get permission. Sometimes we need to move a mailbox location. We're able to do that through her. And I've built a great relationship with our local post office. It's just, that one is really, really popular. And that's the one where, like I said, someone's driving to work, sees our crews out there putting in a mailbox and wants to know, hey, how do I get that?
Yeah.
So.
Well, and the neighborhood side kind of adds to a sense of belonging.
It does, because you're coming into my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood. Like, and then I think the camera grant is really going to take off, because what we're going to do is provide them with one doorbell camera and an outdoor mount, 1 or 2 outdoor mount cameras. And then of course we're not able to install them, but they can install them. And then it's going to put eyes in neighborhoods and stuff like that. So it's going to create that sense of security that some neighborhoods are lacking. And then also with the partnership with the police department, we're going to be providing all these cameras. Now they're going to have video. If something were to happen in that neighborhood, they can go to so-and-so's door and say, hey, I saw you had cameras. And they're going to have whole neighborhoods full of cameras. So that one I think is going to be really popular.
Yes, I imagine so. Well, Peoria leads the way in so many areas, especially when it relates to neighborhoods. And this is another example of that. I love the commitment that has been made to grants. It's a sizable commitment.
Yes.
And obviously it's effective.
Yeah.
And you're doing a good job of sharing that, getting people connected.
I love it.
It's a great example.
Thank you. Yeah, I look forward to coming to work. So
I'm sure.
I love the work I do.
Well, thank you for sharing the presentation. I look forward to seeing the video.
Yeah, just that notes. Pre-warn, there's a section where I'm loud. I sound like I'm yelling, but I'm not really yelling. It was just really busy.
Well, Lori, I'll go ahead and end our recording.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.